All right, let's dive into something we use every day but don't think much about. Web browsers. It's wild when you realize that little program is how we see an entire universe of information.
It really is.
Like when you click a link, what's happening?
Yeah, what is going on there?
That's what we're going to unpack today. How web browsers work, the history, some hidden features.
Sounds good.
So think of yourself as a digital detective and get ready for some aha moments.
I'm ready for those light bulbs.
Let's start simple.
Okay.
What is a web browser? What's it even doing on our devices?
Basically, it's a librarian for the internet, but super efficient.
Okay.
You ask for something, say you want to learn about the history of pizza, you type in wikipedia.org, or more likely just Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Your browser goes and grabs that site's content from some server somewhere and displays it for you.
It's just like takeout, but for your brain. I get a craving for knowledge. Boom, the browser delivers.
Exactly. And like Takeout needs a delivery system. Browsers have HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. It's how they talk to those servers, bringing you that digital food for thought.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about HTTPS? Is that like the express lane or something?
It's more like the secure container for your order.
Okay.
With regular HTTP, someone could intercept that order, mess with it. But HTTPS encrypts everything, scrambles it up.
So it's gibberish if anyone tries to snoop.
Exactly. HTTPS makes sure your pizza gets to you safely.
Got it. And I know browsers haven't always been so sleek. Take us back to the old days when things were more pixelated.
Back to 1990, before smartphones, social media, even cat videos.
Wow.
Back then, Tim Berners-Lee, basically the godfather of the internet, created the first web browser. It was called World Wide Web.
Catchy. But I'm guessing those browsers were a little different from what we have now.
Oh yeah. No GIFs, no high-res images. The early internet was basic, just text, sharing info, function over fashion.
So how did we get from that to the multimedia browsers today?
That's where it gets good. 1993, a browser called Mosaic comes out. That was big. Imagine going from black and white to full color. Mosaic was one of the first to do images and text. It changed how people saw the internet.
So Mosaic was like the gateway drug that got everyone hooked.
You could say that. Made the web accessible. And its success set the stage for the first browser wars. Netscape versus Microsoft.
Ooh, juicy. Tell me everything.
The main contenders. Netscape Navigator and Microsoft's Internet Explorer. Netscape was ahead, but then Microsoft got strategic. They bundled Internet Explorer with their Windows operating system.
So anyone buying a Windows computer, bam, they've got Internet Explorer. Smart.
Very smart. Internet Explorer became the most popular, like over 95% of users at one point. Can you believe that?
Wow, total domination. But something tells me it doesn't end there. It's like they say, all empires crumble eventually. What happened to Internet Explorer?
Well, sometimes you want something new, right?
Okay.
In the 2000s, people were getting tired of Internet Explorer. It had its quirks, let's say.
So it was like that go-to pizza place, but then the quality dropped.
Exactly. That's when Firefox came in. Fresh ingredients, customizable toppings, they gave users control over privacy, over their browsing experience.
And they were open source, right? Like sharing their pizza recipe with the world.
Yes. Anyone could see the code, add to it, even make their own versions. That transparency, that community really appealed to a lot of people.
I can see why. But then there's Safari, too. They had their own whole thing going on.
Right. Apple wanted their browser to be as sleek as their devices. So in 2003, Safari arrives.
Okay.
It was a hit with Mac users, still is, especially on iPhones, iPads.
Speaking of hits, can't forget the browser that really dethroned Internet Explorer, Chrome. They came out of nowhere in 2008.
They did.
What was their secret? How'd they take over the pizza place and become everyone's new favorite?
A few things. Speed, simplicity, and a little Google magic. Chrome was built for speed because who wants to wait for a page to load?
Especially now, right? We're all about that multi-tab life.
Exactly. And they kept it simple, clean design, plus they tied it all into Google's other stuff. Gmail, Drive, Search.
It's amazing how these tech companies shaped how we use the internet.
It is.
So who are the big players now? Anything changed since Chrome took the lead?
Chrome's still on top, huge market share. But it's not the only game in town. Safari's still massive, Apple users love it, and Microsoft Edge. Well, they made a comeback.
Wait, seriously, Edge? That was everyone's least favorite for a while there. How'd they pull that off?
Total revamp. They ditched their old engine, rebuilt Edge, using Chromium.
Chromium.
It's the open source base that Chrome uses.
So they went from making their own dough to using a recipe everyone loves.
Basically, smart move. They got all the speed, the security, the extensions of Chromium, but with their own twist on it.
Okay, I get it. But what about folks who want something different, like extra privacy toppings on that pizza?
Oh, there are tons of niche browsers out there, made for specific people or needs. Opera's been around forever, lots of features, big on privacy. Then there's Brave, blocks ads and trackers by default.
Like a privacy superhero, but in browser form?
Exactly. It depends what you want. Speed, features, privacy. It's all about finding the right fit.
You've got me rethinking my browser choices now. But before we geek out too much on that, what about all those features? The little things we use without thinking, but make browsing so much better.
Oh, for sure. Bookmarks, history, tabs, those were revolutionary.
I can't even imagine browsing without tabs now. Remember when you'd open a new window for every website?
It'd be chaos. Tabs were huge for productivity. And bookmarks like your own little website library. Right? It was more trying to remember that hilarious cat video URL.
Bookmarks are essential. And speaking of essential, we got to talk about extensions, want to block ads, manage passwords, turn every page into a cat meme. There's an extension for that.
Sounds like someone's been browsing the Chrome web store a little too much.
Maybe. But seriously, extensions let you customize everything. Like pizza toppings, you get the perfect browsing experience.
Great analogy.
Yeah.
And while we're customizing, don't forget private browsing, cookie management. That's how you control your privacy online.
Okay, now we're getting serious. Privacy, security. Because as much as we love the internet, it's not always a safe place, right?
You got it. Browsers are powerful. But that means there are risks, too. People trying to find holes, steal your data.
So what can we do? It's kind of creepy when you put it like that.
The biggest thing, keep your browser updated. Those updates usually have security fixes, like patching up weaknesses.
Like locking your doors and windows don't make it easy.
Exactly. And be careful what sites you visit, what you click on. Phishing scams are everywhere these days.
Okay, updates, watch out for scams. Anything else to stay safe?
Passwords, huge one. Use strong, unique ones for every account. A password manager can be a lifesaver. It remembers them all for you.
Like a digital vault for your logins. So we've covered a lot, but this has me thinking bigger picture now. What's next for browsers? What's coming down the line that'll blow our minds? It really makes you think. From text to images to what's next. It's like we're stepping right through the screen these days.
Right. We're already seeing VR, AR, all happening in our browser.
That's true.
Imagine putting on a headset, walking through a museum virtually, or a concert, even trying on clothes.
Yeah.
But you're home.
Okay, that's the future I want. Virtual shoe shopping, yes.
Right.
But seriously, the possibilities are huge.
For learning,
Entertainment, even just how we connect with people.
it could change everything. Browsers might become even more personalized. Like, they learn what you like, what you need, and connect you to it instantly.
So it's less I'm searching for something and more like the browser's our assistant guiding us through all the noise.
Exactly. A digital co-pilot helping you find new things. Who knows, maybe one day it'll be mind-controlled.
Okay, let's not get too far out there. But yeah, this whole deep dive has shown me to never underestimate what tech can do.
For sure. Browsers are always changing. That's what's exciting.
Well, my mind is officially blown. Never thought I'd get so deep on browsers, of all things.
Right?
From their start to. Well, who knows what's next? It really shows you what people can create.
It does. From sharing info to this incredibly powerful tool. It connects us, gives us knowledge, endless possibilities.
And we're all part of it, which is kind of cool. This has been amazing. I'm definitely going to look at my browser differently now.
That's what we like to hear. So as we wrap up, think about this. What will you explore the next time you open a new tab?
Ooh, good one. I'm sure our listeners are thinking the same thing right now. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And until next time, happy browsing.